the end of the game, obviously you went to Jack Sears. Was Hank okay? Was it just a move you guys felt like you needed to make, or could you explain that one?
Yeah, I mean, Hank obviously got hit a ton of times there, and his mobility was not great, and we weren't able to protect him. And it was opportunity to put Jack in and let Jack jump in there and see if we can create some momentum going. But Hank battled today. Hank did an unbelievable job. Considering all the pressure and all the hits he got and hanging in that pocket and moving around in there, it's nothing on Hank. We wanted to make sure he was fine and all that stuff. Through the course of the season, Hank's been battling. Not going to go into all the details, but he's wearing that knee brace for a reason. And, he was out there battling all day, running, trying to make plays, scrambling. So love Hank, but needed to see if we can get a boost with Jack. And Jack was able to move around in there, but obviously it was just a little late.
And you guys go up 16-3. We know how much you value the middle 8 minutes of the game, and that just did not go in your favor today. What was the what did Brookshire give those guys when he came in, because the offense all of a sudden came to life for them?
Yeah, there's no question. We got to do a better job. We were doing a great job against the run game. They started to pass more and take shots on those first downs, and they hit a couple of those and got some momentum going. And they established some momentum through the air on a couple pass plays right there on the perimeter. And then we didn't capitalize on some third downs. Third down wise, I don't think our numbers were terrible. But there were some critical third downs and there's some third and longs that we got to execute and get off the field. And that's on us as coaches. We'll do a better job making sure that we execute in those situations, and they don't even extend into those drives, Jay.
One more for me, Andy. When it came to your offense, you guys had 71 total yards on 32 plays in the second half. And I know that They started to put pressure on you guys, create some negative plays, a few sacks, but what went wrong there kind of on offense? And after it was going so well early, what went wrong there down the stretch?
You know what? We just got to commit and commit to the run. I mean, when we've done well, guys, we come out in the second half and run the ball. We're able to adjust and get into some different packages within the run game. And the run game helps balance out the pass game. It helps wear out the defense. And we didn't do a good enough job. We got to do a better job. And it's really on us as coaches, making sure that we commit ourselves to establishing that run game so that it can open up the rest of the offense, Jeff.
Andy, you guys came into this game on a 4-game winning streak. Kind of seemed like you had the second half issues figured out, but then they came back to haunt you again. I'm just curious, what was this moment like in the locker room for you? What was your post-game message to the guys?
So we've done an unbelievable job reestablishing this foundation and building it. We played an unbelievable team today, and they were better than us today. They finished. They played for 4 quarters. They're the best team today. Doesn't take away from anything that we've built. It doesn't take anything from what we've grown on. We'll have one more opportunity this year too. And true competitors, they learn from situations like this. They learn from days like this, and they're able to grow forward. We've already done that this year. And there's nothing that's going to be said to make us feel good about what happened today. There is no moral victories. There is no, hey, we did well down the road. Today we learned from what happened, why did it happen, and we grow forward.
You said coming into this game that San Diego State's fronts were going to be the best you faced all year. What did you see out of those units today?
Yeah, they're aggressive. Their defensive front was obviously very aggressive. The amount of tackles for losses within the sacks, was a huge part of the game. There were situations where we were in field position even late in the game to turn it into a 1-possession game, and we lost field position on sacks and knocked us out of field goal range. And so there were certain critical plays there down the stretch, even in the second half, where we could have gained a little momentum and again turned it into a 1-possession game.
He mentioned the line. Obviously, Jake Stetz was out in this game. Obviously he's a key part of your team. But I mean, how much did you miss him? Because it really felt like Hank was kind of running for his life back there.
Stetzy's been unbelievable this year, and it's unfortunately things like that happen in this game, BJ, and Stetsy wasn't able to be here, and he won't for the rest of the year. We're working on getting him healthy, but Stetsy's been unbelievable this year off the field as a leader. And obviously when he's been on the field, he's just been different. And for that reason, that young man, he'll play center in the NFL. He's proven that he's an NFL type guy. And just for our offense, what he did and how he operated and how he helped us establish the run game was awesome.
And you guys had the hardest schedule by a lot of metrics in the country. You played 10 teams that are bowl eligible. You had, all these tough games on the road. I mean, I know there's no moral victories, but when you look back at, this season, 7-5 isn't the record you want, but how do you kind of look at the regular season and what you did or didn't do?
It's molded us for the good, BJ. You go through things like this because you got to get shape. You got to walk through the valley to climb up the mountain. You can't get to the top of the mountain without walking through the valley. And we've been through it this year. We've battled. The guys have learned a ton. And when we walked out of that locker room right now, we all thanked each other. We told each other how much we love each other and how much we thank each other. And obviously it didn't go the way we wanted it to go today, but we're not going to let that stop us from growing what we have because we know what it is. And we're going to play a tough schedule. It's slated to be that way here going on. And we're capable of preparing ourselves in a certain way that's going to give us an opportunity to compete. We just got to be consistent. Today, we were not the best team. We were not. Maybe for a quarter and a half, we did well, but we were not the best team.
You had two linebackers leave the game today with injuries, both Wimpy and Schramm. I know you don't like excuses, but how much did their absence change your defense?
Yeah, on special teams too, those guys are huge parts, especially DJ. DJ is one of our, we call it SWAT guys, our SWAT teams. Our SWAT teams are, DJ has been an instrumental part of those, and he's a leader and a captain of those. And, with Riley going down, but that's where the opportunity where we got to continue to build the depth so young men can step up and play and fulfill a role for the team, when the time comes. And as we go through this, we'll continue to build the confidence and develop guys so that when their opportunity comes, they can jump in there.
There's been some talk, I'm sure you haven't heard it or paid attention, but where you guys might go for a bowl game. They've mentioned the Potato Bowl, certainly. Do you have a preference or thoughts on if you'd like to be at home or be on the road somewhere and get another chance to go on a road trip with your team?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it. We can talk about it now, guys. I just talked about it to the team. But you know what? Yeah, there is opportunities. Our AD's been in conversations the last couple of weeks with people from various bowl games, on the West Coast. And, different areas. There's possibilities within the conference to go to some of the bowl games that are outside of the championship, the winner of the conference gets to come to here in LA. So here in the next couple of days, a lot of that stuff gets to sorting itself out. Obviously, it all gets announced next Sunday, but I'm pretty sure we'll have a pretty good idea here in the upcoming days. Now, Jeremiah's been so diligent about working, and these guys deserve an unbelievable experience, and wherever that is, whoever we're playing against, we're going to work on focusing on our last opportunity here together.